It's time for Be in the Driver's Seat with Regina, the Queen of Car Loans, and mental health expert, Dr. Teresa Moore. A Saturday morning mix of cars, credit, and wellness created just for you. Brought to you by Joe Lunghammer Chevrolet of Waterford. Plan your next vehicle purchase or get your credit rolling in the right direction with Regina today. And now, Regina, the Queen of Car Loans, and Dr. Teresa Moore.
Good morning. You are listening to Be in the Driver's Seat. I am your host, Regina Eileen Woodard. Regina, the Queen of Car Loans. And I'm sitting next to my favorite co-host, Dr. Teresa Moore. She's sitting right next to me. Good morning.
Good morning, everybody. What's up? Happy Saturday.
You know what? This Saturday, I'm super excited about this Saturday because, you know what? We have one of your favorite young ladies in the studio. She was calling me Miss Regina, and I was like, can you not call me Miss Regina? And she said, well, you know, that's how my mother raised me. Yeah. My mother had me when I was 39 years old, and I'm like, wow, and how old are we?
When she was 39. Okay.
When she was 39. Oh, okay. Well, good morning.
Good morning.
Thank you for joining us this morning.
Thank you for having me.
Well, we don't know your name. What's your name?
Well, I'm sorry. My name is Edlisha Hayden. I am a business owner in the city of Waterford, Michigan.
Well, you know, I'm just so super glad to have this young lady in the studio. But we're going to have her on our second half of the show. We just wanted her to say hello, good morning. I'm super excited to see her because she's looking all dialed up, beautiful. I mean, when she get up every morning, she beats her face because she beats everybody's face in Waterford, surrounding areas, Flint, Detroit. If you want to fly to New York, she'll be flying to New York. I'm sure she'll take that assignment, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah, so I'm excited too because I'm looking at her like my face not put together, but she is my makeup artist, so I'm super excited to have her in the building today.
In the building. Well, you know, I'm super excited about this segment of the show is because, well, no, you know what? I can't say I'm super excited because this segment of the show is about mental wellness, right?
Yes.
The mental piece.
Yes.
All the shootings that are going on in the world. Well, I don't want to say the world. I just want to say our town. Yeah. You know, when I was looking up on the internet this morning, it was a 14-year-old girl shot in Detroit at 4:10 this morning, and there was a group of teenagers that were playing with a gun, and they killed a 14-year-old. You know, what's your take on that? Teenagers with guns.
Well, I think that we have made guns so accessible now that they are going to fall into the hands of teenagers and individuals that are not experienced. So I have an issue with it. I'm so flabbergasted that this young lady lost her life because of failure to protect, failure to even educate. So I'm so devastated this morning.
So do you think that because the guns are accessible is because, you know, individuals, young people, older people, it's just not the 14-year-olds, it's the grown people. I mean, 18-year-olds, the 30-year-olds, the 40-year-olds that are accessible can get the guns easily. Yeah. Do you think what do you think that has to do with the mental? Do you think, okay, because I need to do this, I need to have a gun because I need to protect myself? You know, what about the days when we prayed about it? You know, what about when we say, okay, we're going to call on God to handle this? Now it's like, it's the mental. I got to protect myself or I got to fight somebody with a gun.
Well, you know, Regina, what the problem is that we have normalized people's behavior. We've normalized the behavior. The behavior.
Talk English to me. What does normalize
when I say that,
mean?
like, for instance, in families, we know when our children, our family members, or those around us are having mental issues. And sometimes we normalize those issues. What's considered normal in our family, we feel like everybody else should think that that's normal. And the reality of it is that we have people who are not treated. The symptoms need to be treated. So
in other words, we push it up under the rug because we think that's normal for that person.
Yeah.
And it's okay, but it's really not okay.
It's not. And not only is it not okay, what's happening is a lot of people are falling victim because we are failing to get help. And to make sure our family members get help.
But do you remember, I think it was maybe about 20 years ago, I can't think of his name right now, but I think he was 13 or 14 years old, and he actually killed a man, and they tried to make an example of him. Well, I guess
Abraham? Yeah, Nathaniel Abraham. Yes, I remember that story very well. In the city of Pontiac. And so this young man, of course, was had a gun, and he took the life of Ronnie Green. So yes, I remember that like yesterday.
But they did. He did time because he did time. I think it was Maxie's. Maxie's is not there anymore, right? Up north, right?
Right. That's correct.
He did time. He came out. They were trying to help him like reform and do some things, right?
Yeah.
Trying to win his life. But he ended up right back in the system. I wonder, is he still in the system to this day?
So the last time I did research, I did notice that he was still in jail, where he had gone back. And the recidivism
But he's in
rate,
prison, not jail.
Let me correct that. He's in prison. But the recidivism rate is extremely high, especially for youth who commit crimes at a young age. They tend to go back to jail after being released because they become accustomed to the jail life.
So do you think that's the young black men that's actually going back, or is it now I'm not trying to put it a race name, but I'm just saying, do you think it's a young black men that's having issues that's going back, that can't come out and deal with society after they come home? They got to end up right back?
Well, I think it's men in general, like you said, but in the African-American community, there is a high rise, and mainly because they have no mentors, or they don't have father figures that are in the home that can help guide them in direction. And so what we see is that they end up going back to jail or prison, if you will. They go back and forth to jail or prison because they don't have that role model to walk after, or to even give them words of wisdom or show them how to live.
So what do you think that we could do differently? Because you're in the mental health field, you're a therapist. What are some solutions that we can bring about? Because we have a lot of listeners, right? And you never know who we can touch, right? Because we just want to say, if you have questions, whether you want to be on our show, whether you want to be a guest, or you want to advertise, or you want to buy a car, we got the number you need to give us a call. It's 248-218-9808. That's 248-218-9808. Because we want to help solve some problems. We're not on the radio just every week not to have solutions.
Yeah, so one of the things, you asked the question, what can we do? As a community, we need to normalize mental health.
How do we normalize it, though?
Normalize mental health means making it okay, telling people it's okay for you to go seek counseling, letting people know that it is not, you don't have to stay stuck in this place. And also, we need people to step up. We need mentors. We need people who will set examples and talk to our young individuals and tell them, you know what, there is a better way.
So I was watching Good Morning America this morning, and Rihanna, what is the famous gymnastic young lady? Okay. I can't think of her name right now, but Rihanna and some other people have said in the past, I got to step away. I got to get my mental game together, because you don't understand the stress that people have on themselves.
Oh, absolutely.
You think about, you have to run, you see your clients, you see so many clients a week, you got to be there for them. And then you being there for them, you got your other things that you do. You go to church, you got your husband. You a chef. Give me the right word. Not a chef.
Culinary creator.
Okay, so you wear a lot of hats, but you have to have your mental game right. You taking everybody else mental game into what's the word? Mental game. So not mental game, but their mental. You're helping them with their mental. How do you help yourself?
I'm glad you asked that question. So we all have to have people that we're accountable to, right? But me personally,
she's accountable to me, the queen.
Personally, I have a therapist myself.
Yes.
I cannot have pillow talk with Fred. I cannot tell those in my circle.
What's Fred?
Fred is my husband. So I can't have pillow talk with him talking about my clients and their problems. It's important that I sit in front of someone where I can release my issues and that I can free myself up so that I can be restored to pour.
So how often do you see your therapist?
I see my therapist every 2 weeks, and I'll call her any minute if I have to, okay?
That's good to know, because you got to know that everybody needs somebody.
Oh, yeah.
Everybody needs to be able to release. Everybody needs to talk. I don't have a therapist, but I have individuals that are close knit to me, that hold me accountable, that I have conversations with.
Oh, you got a therapist.
And then they actually check me. I don't have a physical therapist like she does. But okay, so she's my therapist, right? Well, you know what? We're getting to know each other on that level, because remember, you bought plenty of cars for me, 6-7 cars for me, right? Yeah. I say 6, you say 7. But it's important that we hold each other accountable.
Yeah.
You never at that stage in your life that you think that you can't be accountable.
That's right. We have to make sure that we don't believe that we all have arrived already. We all can learn something every day, and no man is an island. We all need someone. And that's even scripture based, Regina. So, in the very beginning, even when the Lord said man should not live alone, we should not be an island by ourselves. We should not want to isolate and be alone. It's important that you be amongst other people so they can help sharpen and grow you.
So sharpen, what does that say? Iron sharpens iron, right?
Yeah.
So one thing I love about our relationship, our chemistry that we have, because we complement each other.
Absolutely.
If you could be thinking one way, and I may not say it, but I complete. Oh, you got that? Yeah, I got that. We just filmed our first commercial for Be in the Driver's Seat. Stay tuned. And so, if we had to tweak some things, right? And so I went in. I was just like. I went in on the text. I went in on the email. It's like, no, blah, blah, blah. But I saw the text and the email before Dr. T did. But she was thinking the same thing. She was like, Regina, I was thinking the same thing. It's just that when I see something, I just go in and I make it happen. Go ahead, I'm sorry.
So I was laughing because it's like good cop, bad cop. So everybody can't be upset. So whoever is handling the issue, the other one has to be the calm person. So that's what's amazing about this dynamic duo that we have here. So I'm thankful for the relationship.
Well, you know what? You always got to be thankful for people that you have in your life. Oh, yeah. And that's all about the mental game, too. And I call it mental game, but the mental health, too, is that you have people in your life that can be there for you and help you. You just need to acknowledge and look and see what you have.
Yeah, that's true. Take advantage of your resources. That's
right.
Good. Again.
But how do you? But let me ask you a question. We know how to take advantage of our resources, but how do you take advantage of your resources?
So look and see who's in your circle. Whomever you're surrounding yourself with, it should be somebody in your circle that should be able to speak life into you. It should be somebody who should be able to check you where you stand and say, look, your rationale is not legit. We need to talk about this. You know what? I think you need to go sit on the couch, Dr. T's couch, or maybe you need to go walk in the park. We need somebody to help us, in this day-to-day life.
When you say walk in the park, what do you mean walk in the park?
Well, when I talk about walking in the park, so I'm a person who believes in woosah moments, right? Woosah moments that where you stop and you look around and you look at your scenery. You look at your scenery and then you adjust. You breathe. You allow yourself that moment to calm down and to look at the greatest architect in the world, and that's the Lord. Just look at your surroundings, and you can stop wherever you at and pay attention to your surroundings, and it can change your atmosphere.
I like that you said. I couldn't have said that much better myself. That's why we compliment each other, right?
Yeah.
But if you guys want to register to win our iPad, how would they do that,
So
Dr. T?
We want you to go to our landing page that is www.beinthedriverseat.com. Again, that's www.beinthedriverseat.com. We want you to register to win a free iPad, and that drawing is going to take place in August of this year. And you can do that by putting your name, your email address, and your telephone number in and register to win. We're excited about it, and we want you to win.
Well, we'll be right back, and we'll be right back with our special guest, Edlisha Hayden. Did I say that right?
Yes.
Okay. We'll be right back. Regina, the Queen of Car Loans here with Joe Longhammer Chevrolet. If you're looking to get into a new or used vehicle with affordable rates, we've got your back. Regardless of your financial situation, I can get you financed today. My lenders are making unheard of deals where others simply cannot. In June, we're giving away 12 months of Jack's Unlimited Car Wash memberships for free to the first 25 people who buy a new or used car from me. Just Google Regina, the Queen of Car Loans.
Chevrolet, find new roads. Call Brenda Davis now at 248-909-9711 and get started on your new home purchase or sale. Brenda D. Davis, the realtor that moves you. Whether you're relocating to Michigan from another state or country, moving across town, upgrading, or downsizing, Brenda Davis from Century 21 Town and Country Real Estate can make it a smooth, hassle-free experience. Our award-winning offices and the outstanding personal service offered by Brenda Davis and her professional sales associates guide you through the maze of infinite details surrounding the purchase or sale of your home, helping you become familiar with a new area, finding the right home for your family, arranging financing, and settling in a timely fashion is our priority. Assuring that your relocation is a pleasant experience is our ultimate goal. Brenda Davis, an associate broker, is a 21-year career licensed realtor, a member of the National Association of Realtors, and a board member of the North Oakland County Board of Realtors. Call Brenda Davis now at 248-909-9711 and get started on your new home purchase or sale. Brenda D. Davis, the realtor that moves you.
We're back, and you listen to Be in the Driver's Seat. I am your host, Regina, the Queen of Car Loans, and I'm sitting next to my favorite co-host.
What's up, everybody? It's Dr. T.
Dr. T in the house, and Regina, the Queen of Car Loans, is here. But today, this special segment, we have Edlisha Hayden. Edlisha Hayden is the owner of Dramatic. Am I saying that right? Dramatic Makeup. She didn't want me to say LLC, but Dramatic Makeup LLC. If you need to get your face beat and you wake up in the morning and you say, you know what, I look good, but I want to be beautiful. I want to be beautiful. You're going to have to get in touch with this lady because when I met this lady, she lit up the room. When I say lit up the room, when you do makeup, you gotta come hard. Your face gotta be lit. You gotta be tight. Your lashes gotta be right. Because that's what we look at. We look at how you look, how you dressed. And I just want to say, when I met you, and I didn't even meet her in person, I met on the No Limiter podcast through Zoom. She was made up. She was ready to go. And she was like, come on, what you need? Can I do your makeup? I need you to sit in my chair. So thanks for joining us on Be in the Driver's Seat. What's going on with you today?
Thanks for having me, Regina. Nothing much, just out here grinding like I'm supposed to be.
All right, so I'm excited to be sitting next to Miss Edlisha Hayden, who is my makeup artist, and I've been knowing this young lady since she was born. So I'm excited. I was friends with her sister growing up, and so now I'm excited to even have her sitting next to me. So Edlisha, tell us today, what inspired you to get into the beauty industry?
So what's inspired me to get in the beauty industry, it really was a no-brainer. When I was young, probably before high school, I was already dibbling and dabbling in ombre lips. I was coming to school with full ombre lips in like 8th grade and everybody looking at me crazy.
So what's ombre lips? What does that mean?
It's just when you do two different colors. So you can start off with a darker color and then have another color that can help transition. And you basically blend those two colors together and then make an ombre.
So you were blending in 8th grade?
I was blending in flat in 8th grade.
Blending in flat. So what about the face? Were you making your face
Nope.
up?
I was just doing my lips. I always got teased about how big my lips was. And so I wanted to find a way to keep them like within the norm.
Luscious.
Yeah, well, not even that, just within the norm, because I got tired of everybody talking about how big my lips was. So that's what started the ombre lips.
I like that because you know what? You took the very thing that they were teasing you about and you enhanced them.
Embraced it.
Yeah.
Yes, right.
Yeah. So
that's
now
right.
Talk about these lips. Okay.
Okay.
All right.
How do you embrace someone's beauty? Because everybody that sits down in your chair, you know, they want to walk out, they want to be beautiful. How do you embrace that? How do you do that?
I just speak life into my clients. That's one of the main reasons why they come to me. I'm not just a makeup artist. I am a therapist at sometimes. I am somebody that they can listen to, somebody that's going to be honest with them.
Yes.
So it is not just my artistry that, you know, keeps me prevalent. It's the fact that I love what I do. I enjoy what I do, and I'm not going to sugarcoat it. So my clients already know. They come to me because sometimes they just need somebody that's going to keep them grounded and leveled.
Wow. So what I'm hearing is that you provide a safe place for them to sit and talk and to be able to be transparent with you.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely.
That's important, especially some women come in not even sure of their appearance. Mm-hmm. And so when they walk out, you enhance their appearance and make them feel beautiful.
Make them feel like Beyonce.
Wow.
I woke up like this.
Well, you know, it's Beyonce didn't wake up like that. Let me just say, let me just get it clear. Get it clear.
know.
She didn't wake up looking like she looked. She had to get her face beat.
That's right.
And she had to train herself. The one thing about what I've learned about skin and about anything that you do you have to train it?
Absolutely.
Or just talk
you
about
have
that.
to have a skincare regimen, and I have one each and every day. I know what is like causing sometimes if I get an outbreak. I know if I'm having hormonal issues. I know if it's because of my diet. So it's really about not just skincare, but really working inside out. Nobody can cure you if you feel ugly. You know, nobody can cure you and help you if you don't feel your best. So it's really inside you. Everything that we is looking forward to obtain is inside of us.
Wow, so that's good. And so I like how you said you have within you the tools to actually do what needs to be done. That's a great message. But tell us the most important message that you want to communicate to your customers.
Almost anything that we dealing with starts within our mental. So like Dr. Teresa was saying on the early part of her show when I was just listening, that if our mental isn't right, then we won't be right. And that is absolutely
Amen.
correct. We have to have the right mental and the capacity to hold things, stress, depression, or whatever it is, and deal with it. We also have to educate our youth, going back to the earlier segment, about, mental issues and how to identify them, because I don't think a lot of us, even in my community, know how to identify mental issues.
So if you look, sometimes when you talk about the mental issue, it's the way you could be where you look.
Yeah.
You said your lips, right? So you started doing your lips, making them look luscious and making them look nice, where you were good with your self-esteem. That had to help you, right? Because that's a mental thing. People telling you got big lips and they talking about you, and now you focusing on it. You trying to make it nice, right?
Minimize the appearance.
So let me ask you this: how do you? You have. I know you have two businesses. How do you put those businesses together? Just give me a breakdown of putting those together, because anything you do, you got to be able to put them together, right?
Yeah.
Oh man, Regina, I'm so glad that you brought that up. The thing about makeup and artistry is it can only do so much, right? It can only enhance so much. So the thing that happens with my two businesses, my dramatic makeup, it helps with enhancement on the outside. So then I now have another business that not enhance, but it also heals and correct things from the inside. So I have two businesses and they go hand in foot with each other, because one works on the outer appearance. It's only a temporary fix, but the herbal business that I have, it works. It's not a temporary fix. It's permanent. It's something that's going to help you in the long run forever. So I like that I have my artistry on the outside, but I love my small business with my herbal teas and all my organic, all natural products.
Let's talk about that. So you have a business. What's the name of the business, the herbal business?
The herbal business is healwithyasha.com. You can go on. If you are in Oakland County, you can get free local deliveries. And for Heal with Yasha, I sell all natural loose herbal teas. I have things from anywhere to help heal and minimize and shrink fibroids, to respiratory medicines, to detoxes, because let's be honest, our food sources here right now isn't the best. A lot of stuff we kind of get, and that's kind of like the tail end. So I think that we all should be detoxing on a weekly basis.
Well, that's important that you say about detoxing, because people don't think about detoxing until something happens, right?
Yeah.
They don't think about cleaning out their system.
That's
right.
That's true.
But I want people to know, before we get done with something, how do they reach you? You say the website for me, say your telephone number, so they'll know where to reach you.
So my all natural organic products site is healwithyasha, YAHSHA.com. And my
Twice, read for me one more time.
Okay, healwithyasha.com, and that's spelled heal with YAHSHA. And you can get all natural products, and we're constantly steady adding to our inventory. You also can reach me at Dramatic Makeup LLC on Facebook, Dramatic Makeup 90 on Instagram, and Dramatic Makeup as me on Akoti Scheduling. That's where you can schedule appointments. I'm also on Google, so y'all can just Google me. Google me.
Oh, I love that, because I always say, just Google
you
me.
like Google, Gina.
Just Google me.
You like
Well,
Google.
one of my commercials say Google me,
Yeah.
because when people Google you, that brings you more up on the page for people to look for you.
Yeah.
So it's always good to say Google me,
Yeah.
but you got to be out there to be able to get Google.
That's
That's
true.
right. That's
So you
right.
have to make yourself accessible. So I like the fact that you are using websites and you're using Google, because you have to make yourself accessible. But I also want to talk a little bit more about the self-image, because we were talking about self-esteem. So the makeup helps help you with your outer appearance, but you having a talk with them while they're sitting in your chair helps them with their inner, right? Because sometimes we have pent up emotions and things on the inside, and it takes someone to take a moment to even talk to us so that we can be able to release those.
That's right.
So you're setting up an atmosphere where they can share.
That's right.
Yeah, that's good. What do you
That's
think
right.
about
Did you ask a question, or did you just make a
No,
comment?
I'm just saying she's
I'm
setting
just
up
confused.
she's setting up the atmosphere so they can share. But I just wanted to
I
talk
love what you
about
said. I
how-
know it. I know
how the
exactly what you
atmosphere-
did.
And
I
then-
love that.
Look, and
I
then my
love that.
story alone, in 2018 in December.
Yeah, why? I was just gonna say, tell
in
us your why.
2018 in December, I was diagnosed with uterine fibroid cancer. I was going back in January of 2019 for a second opinion. But within that time, you guys, I just wanted to kind of get this out really fast. Within that time, I did a lot of detoxing. I went on a 90 to 10% regimen where I was eating alkaline for 90%. 10% was, still my little desires. And I was doing my green machine smoothies, my all natural detoxes, and my women wellness tea. That's on my site. Went back in January 17th of 2019. They didn't find a uterine fibroid cancer cell, no biopsies, nothing. Everything was within the normal limit. So I always stress the fact that we can really heal ourselves by just eating right and changing and modifying our diet.
Okay, you know what? I hate to cut you off, but we gotta finish paying our bills and close our show. But you know what? We want to have you back on real soon. Because we know you have a lot to tell us, because people need to really know more about you.
That's right.
But about
That's
your
right.
story, your why, where you're going, what makes you different than everybody else.
That's
So
right.
we'll have you back soon so you can tell everybody what makes you different from everybody else and your why. Regina, the Queen of Car Loans here with Joe Longhammer Chevrolet. If you're looking to get into a new or used vehicle with affordable rates, we've got your back. Regardless of your financial situation, I can get you financed today. My lenders are making unheard of deals where others simply cannot. In June, we're giving away 12 months of Jack's Unlimited Car Wash memberships for free to the first 25 people who buy a new or used car from me. Just Google Regina, the Queen of Car Loans.
Chevrolet, find new roads.
Call Brenda Davis now at 248-909-9711 and get started on your new home purchase or sale. Brenda D. Davis, the realtor that moves you. Whether you're relocating to Michigan from another state or country, moving across town, upgrading, or downsizing, Brenda Davis from Century 21 Town and Country Real Estate can make it a smooth, hassle-free experience. Our award-winning offices and the outstanding personal service offered by Brenda Davis and her professional sales associates guide you through the maze of infinite details surrounding the purchase or sale of your home, helping you become familiar with a new area, finding the right home for your family, arranging financing, and settling in a timely fashion is our priority. Assuring that your relocation is a pleasant experience is our ultimate goal. Brenda Davis, an associate broker, is a 21-year career licensed realtor, a member of the National Association of Realtors, and a board member of the North Oakland County Board of Realtors. Call Brenda Davis now at 248-909-9711 and get started on your new home purchase or sale. Brenda D. Davis, the realtor that moves you.
Thank you for listening to Be in the Driver's Seat. I am your host, Regina, the Queen of Car Loans, and who?
Dr. T.
You'll hear us next week, same time, same place.
You've been listening to Be in the Driver's Seat with Regina, the Queen of Car Loans, and mental health expert, Dr. Teresa Moore.
Brought to you by Joe Longhammer Chevrolet of Waterford.
Be in in the Driver's Seat, a Saturday morning mix of cars, credit, and wellness created just for you. From Regina, the Queen of Car Loans, and Dr. Teresa Moore, thank you for listening.